Think about the last time you were on TikTok and you saw a video that you really didn't agree with. Or maybe you're on Facebook and you saw a link recommended that just seemed weird. Maybe you immediately scrolled away. Maybe you dug into the comments, spoke your truth. Maybe you felt flushed. Almost every single one of us in this room has had a moment where we've experienced other people's opinions that we cannot believe other people have. And yet, isn't everyone entitled to their own opinion? In the context of the US, the cliche, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, is having a moment. And the phrase, it really captures an evolving attitude. And in my research, I make the case that social media platforms are very much responsible for this shift. We feel incredibly defensive about our opinions and other people's opinions. And I think that's why digitality has made us so extreme, right? We can't handle other people's opinions. We don't even really know what opinions are, right? In September 2024, the Federal Trade Commission came out with a 4-year-long investigation into 9 social media companies. And what they found is that social media is not living up to Mark Zuckerberg's idea of a global connection. Social media is not Elon Musk's analogy of a town square. Social media is a surveillance business, full stop, and is violating our privacy on scales we can hardly imagine. These companies hoard our data, even when we think we deleted things, and they reduce us to stereotypes, all in the name of targeted advertising. In other words, a very select and very homogeneous group of people have designed addictive and psychologically gamified spaces that have turned our attention into an economy and have made a mockery of humanity. This restructuring of daily life has completely transformed opinions. Platforms need to keep us on their apps, and so they need to make us feel invested. And for a long time, platforms have just been claiming, our algorithms are simply responding to your preferences. Algorithms are not simply responding. Algorithms are actively shaping, orienting, and amplifying your preferences and desires. To make sense of all of that, my research turns to the ancient Greek term doxa. Now, doxa was typically translated as opinion, but it also meant expectation, reputation, seemingness, everything that gets taken for granted. And later on, it was associated with ideology. So that's a lot of complicated concepts, right? And that helped me shed some of the current baggage associated with opinions. Repurposing doxa changes the message of opinions and the message of our digital culture. Let me tell you like this. In antiquity, for instance, opinions were seen as fundamental building blocks for having crucial conversations and forming relationships. Just let that sink in for a second. Opinions were seen as crucial to having conversations and forming friendships, right? In 2024, opinions are put into a strict binary between, on the one hand, facts, and on the other hand, opinions, or us versus them. I want to be very clear, it is way more complicated than that. In fact, one of the contributions that I make to the post-truth era is that the term doxa allows us to see that there are multiple types of opinions. So first we have doxa. This is your standard issue opinion, right? This is your individual preference that links you to a broader network. And you can say this, and someone might not agree with you necessarily, but they'll be like, oh, I see where she's coming from. I see her community. Then there are endoxa. And so those are the opinions that a specific community widely agrees upon. So you can say that to a specific group, get the ball rolling, no one's gonna fuss. And then there are adoxa. And these are widely rejected, probably unsubstantiated, definitely unexpected. So remember, if doxa means expectation, adoxa is gonna mean not expected at all, right? And I'll give you an example of that in just a second. These three types of opinions present a range from more or less social, acceptable, tested, and public. And opinions move up and down this scale in this register. But now, proprietary platform affordances are part of why they change. Let me give you an example. Every time you Google something, Google search algorithms are designed to take that opinion, right, and to give it rank and relevance. So let's say you Google something that's adoxa. So that would be something probably a little bit ridiculous. So as an example, you might Google, the planet Mars is warming, ipso facto, climate change is not real. Okay, so that is ludicrous, right? For so many reasons, that is ludicrous. And if you're a rhetorician, you know that's fallacious. There's a fallacy there. But Google search algorithms are designed to distribute that opinion no matter what. Now, every opinion, no matter how ridiculous, enjoys attention, circulation, and community. Algorithms are changing not just what we believe, but how we believe. We know from data scientist and Facebook whistleblower Frances Haugen that in 2017, Facebook was assigning 5 times more value to content that got more angry reactions than anything else. And these internal documents show Facebook employees being like, maybe we shouldn't do that because maybe that's not the kind of content we want to be the most visible on our platform. 3 years of data showed that the kind of content that gets the most angry reactions is exactly what you would expect: toxic hate speech and misinformation. And Facebook didn't care. All of this capitalistic experimentation on us without our understanding and therefore without our consent has changed us. We form impressions of people before meeting them. We get hyper-fixated on being perceived. We see a blue check mark and make an assumption about credibility and authenticity. We think that the trending videos on our TikTok For You page say something about who we are. But in 2023, Forbes reporters found that TikTok employees were secretly distributing some videos over others. The videos on your FYP are not there because TikTok sees you or gets you. They might just be there because of a brand deal. Our current problems with opinions are actually problems with the confusion between opinions and social media opinions. And I'm going to give you one final example. Right after Elon Musk acquired Twitter for $44 billion, he went to the 2023 Super Bowl, and he tweets, "Go Eagles." Cool. President Biden also tweets something like, "Go Eagles," right? And he tweets something with, I think it's a video of Dr. Biden in Eagles garb. President Biden's tweet gets more views than Elon's tweet. And that hurts Elon's feelings. So Elon calls his engineers and says, "There's a problem, fix it." And the engineers are like, "There isn't a problem. Okay, yeah, we'll fix it. They write into the code, and I'm not kidding, author_is_Elon. And we know this because they released the code for public scrutiny soon thereafter. You know what else was written into the code? Author is Republican, and author is Democrat. When we complain that opinions online are too angry or too loud or too annoying, maybe we are realizing that we are and have always been more complicated than big tech and Elon could ever imagine. Let's reclaim our opinions. Let's take them back as things that are inherently social, provide the basis for all actions, and are essential for political change. And so I'll conclude that the phrase we started with, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, stopped being about opinions a long time ago. We are entitled to relate to others without algorithmic interference. We are entitled to respect. We are entitled to participate, and I want to be very clear, we are entitled to not have an opinion when we need more time to form that opinion with knowledge and conversations and information and help. The phrase, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, is now more of a rally cry, that we are done with platforms and billionaires who own them mistreating us. Thank you.